Hi everybody, how you doing today? It is Saturday. My name is Lars with East Van Cadillac, and I just want to talk to you about my two Cadillacs that I currently have. That is the 1978 Eldorado Biarritz and the 1973 Coupe Deville. The Eldorado I've had for about over 5 years, coming up to 6 years, and the Coupe Deville, it's been, I guess 2.5 years I've had this. And I like both cars. Yeah, sometimes I think about selling one, and it's a real toss-up because once I drive them, I don't want to sell any of them, but when they're sitting, it's an easier decision to make when they're sitting and not being used. So, what do I like more? Well, that's a good question. And it's a hard one for me to decide. The Coupe Deville, I like it because it's rear-wheel drive. I like the size of it. It's big inside, it's big on the outside. It looks cool. And the Eldorado, well, yeah, that's big too. But it's not in as great condition as the Coupe Deville. There's some body rust on it. And, the fillers that I put in back in 2020 during COVID lockdown, these were the cheap fiberglass eBay fillers, and they fit horribly. But at the time, there wasn't any others available, and I had them in, and it was actually a big job to change them, and I haven't been too motivated to change them again. But before I change them, there's some body work that maybe one day I'll have to address. There's some rust over here along that top panel, just between the rear glass and the trunk. There's some rust over here, and a bit of rust on the trunk, as well as some rust over here on the driver's side rear quarter. This is the worst of it, but from a distance it looks good. And when you're sitting in the driver's seat looking out at that long hood, you don't see any rust behind you. So that's my thinking about it. And the Eldorado, it's a very, very comfortable, smooth, quiet car. It's all stock, it's all original. It has the 425 cubic inch engine, which is the smaller version of the 472 that is in the Coupe Deville. But both engines are just as powerful. I don't drive them fast, I just putter around and take them on the highway once in a while. But they're both powerful. But this Eldorado it's a really smooth, comfortable riding car. The seats are fabulous. Everyone loves the interior, the seats. And plus, this has the optional Astro roof on the Biarritz package. And that almost makes it like a convertible because it's such a big opening and you have the windows down, and it just feels like a convertible. It's such a nice driving and a nice riding car as well. And that's what I really like about the Eldorado. It has great presence on the road. It's smooth, it's quiet. The body lines are very unique on it, very angular and pointed. And then you come to this Coupe Deville, and it's much more rounded. You still have the presence of the Cadillac hood, but the body itself, it's a lot more softer and rounded. You still have the tail fins on the rear quarter panels, but this, I have a Flowmaster muffler in it, single exhaust but with a Flowmaster muffler. What I don't like about this car is that when you're driving it, looking out at the hood, it's very rounded, and there's no upright Cadillac emblem at the end of the hood. And just being a more rounded looking car from a driver's perspective, it almost feels like you're driving an Impala or a Caprice. You know, not something that is a Cadillac. So from an interior point of view, the Eldorado is much nicer. Although this has a very nice interior. It has the High Sierra grain leather seats, the 60-40 split. So the driver's seat is a bucket seat. Again, a very comfortable car, but not as comfortable as the Eldorado. And the Eldorado, it rides so nice. It's so smooth in comparison to the Coupe Deville. You notice the difference in the ride quality immediately. And driving the Eldorado, you don't know it's a front-wheel drive. It doesn't feel any different than driving a rear-wheel drive Cadillac. The steering is very light. It's a torquey engine. There's absolutely no torque steer at all. Not like, if you remember those cars from the 1980s, the front-wheel drive, 1990s, a turbocharged 4-cylinder front-wheel drive, and you floor it, you would just have instant torque steer. Well, you don't get that in the Cadillac Eldorado. And what else could I tell you about the cars? You know, when you have two or more, you could only drive one at a time. And for most of the summer, I've been driving the Eldorado. I've had it parked at the house, and I've been driving this around for most of the summer whenever I have a chance. And the Coupe Deville's been parked in my storage. But today I'm going to switch the cars around, park the Eldorado, take the Coupe Deville out, and enjoy the Coupe Deville for, I don't know, maybe a couple more weeks until the rainy season starts. But just look at the size of these cars, the difference between the two designs. Well, coming up to 8 minutes on this video. It's been one long continuous video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please like the video. Please subscribe to East Van Cadillac. If you want to send me a message, leave a message below. And I do look at the messages and I do reply back to people. You can also follow me on Instagram, again at East Van Cadillac. And one final look at the two Cadillacs from the 1970s, 73, which was the last year of this body style before they changed in 1974. And it's the last year of the hardtop. So this was the last year of the hardtop, and the 1978 Eldorado was the last year of the big car. Because in 1979, the Eldorado was a downsized version. And you can see the video I've made between my 78 Eldorado and my 79 or my 85 Eldorado that I had, which would have looked like the 1979 model. So I hope you enjoy this. Have a terrific day or a terrific evening, wherever you might be, and thank you again.